Yeah, it would be nice to turn the mic on and say, good afternoon. How you doing? Sound room people. Thanks for coming back to the website to see our ongoing live streaming series. Before we get started, I'd like to talk to people and ask them, how's your mental health? How's your family's mental health? That's very important as well as your physical health. And speaking of mental health, you know, a lot of musicians and performers of all types and stripes, from, you know, actors to musicians to anybody that's involved in the creative arts, artists. One thing we can do, which would be really nice, and I think a lot of artists would appreciate that, if you have their number, or you can text them or something, just call and say hi. How you doing? How you feeling? Because the lack of that vibe coming from the audience is really, really important to a lot of musicians, especially, and actors and people who play in front of live audiences. So not to have that for such a long time, and a lot of people who haven't had that, you know, for the first time in years, it's weird. I mean, I don't even perform that much, and it's weird to me not to see people interacting with their audiences. And so if you have the time, please make the time, if you can, to speak to your creative artists and inquire about their mental health, and let them know that you care, because I think it would be very helpful to their mental health and to yours too. And now we're going to get to the serious part of our mental health, which is listening to the music. Karen, come out and give us an introduction to the performer for today.
Well, hi, everyone. Speaking of mental health, this is the best part of my mental health every week when we do streaming. So we're excited to have you here. I know we stream on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So just want to let you know we're located in Oakland, California. The Sound Room is a music and art program. We're a nonprofit. We're in our 28th year of supporting live music in some capacity. We relocated in the middle of this pandemic, as many people have to do. You know, you have to give up spots. We have this great place. I always say I'm all dressed up with no place to go. Well, we're here and we're ready to listen to some fabulous music. We can't wait for you to be able to join us live, but for now it's all going to be virtual. But let me tell you a little bit about this show. Mads Tolling has played here, well, not exactly in this room, because as I said, we relocated, but Mads Tolling has played at the Sound Room a number of times. He has played both classical and jazz. He's a stunning violinist, so we're so happy to have him. And John R., well, I don't know. John R. goes back to when we were doing house concert series. And so I feel like I've known you for a long time. We're so excited to have both of them. So without further ado, let's bring out Mads Tolling and John R. Burr.
That's the most applause I've gotten in a long time. Well, it's great to be here. Such a pleasure, and especially a pleasure to be in the new location. I love the exposed brick, and I love everything about neighborhood, and especially the personnel who's here right now. So, and also especially the fact that I'm with the great John R. Burr. And John R. and I, we were just in the studio about 4 days ago, recording, putting the final touches on an album that we have brewing on Blue Coast Cookie Marenko's label. So we're very excited about getting something out. So we're going to actually feature a lot of new music, changing things up a bit. And speaking of new music, that was a piece, well, not exactly new, but new for us, called Ramblin'. I believe Dave Sanborn. It's an Ornette Coleman tune, but Dave Sanborn has the most famous version of that probably from the 90s, I'm guessing. Really fun tune. And next up, we're going to do a tune I'm sure you all will recognize. like we gotta have a dB meter in there to measure how loud it is with the applause. You know, it's really cool. This is happening, like at the Coliseum or the Oracle Arena, I think it's. So, anyways, well, I hope you recognize that good old tune by Toto entitled "Africa." Yeah, yeah. What were you playing? Oh, okay. Asia. There's actually a great tune by Steely Dan. Let's do that. No, just kidding. I'm not sure we're ready for that one. But we are ready for a different continent, though, because we're going to go to, from Africa, we're going to go up to Europe for this next one, actually to the country where I was born and raised, which happens to be Copenhagen, Denmark. And you know, I moved to the States exactly 20 years ago. I moved when I was 20 years old, so that means I'm 40 now. I've been... Thank you. Just turned 40, and I've been an equal amount in the U.S. as in Denmark, so that's kind of interesting. And so I'd like to pay a little homage to my home country. This is a folk tune from that country that is very well known over there, not known here. And the lyrics were actually created by Hans Christian Andersen, the fairytale writer. But we're not going to sing it, we're just going to play it today. And it's called I skovens dybe stille ro, which is basically a piece about the forest. Woo, woo, woo. All right.
Um,
on that.
All right, Mads. Oh yeah, the 6 feet. Stop waiting. Get away from me. Stop it. 6 meters. Yeah, that's right. That's right. 2 meters. Okay. Somebody was asking about the tip jar. That's paypal.me/soundroomstreaming. If you can't follow it at the bottom fast enough, paypal.me/soundroomstreaming. This is money going to these good musicians here. So if you feel free to contribute, we love that. Also, if there's any rich.comers out there,
We'd love that too.
come on by.
You can also, if you do not have PayPal, you can also Venmo at Soundroom Oakland.
Well, thank you all for your support. Really appreciate it during this difficult time. And we're going to hark back a little bit on an old chestnut here. Well, that was, first of all, Beautiful Love, great standard. Now we're going to play another standard from definitely a different era and a different vibe. This is we're going to play a fusion tune for you, but it was the anomaly of a fusion tune, because this was on an album called Birds of Fire by John McLaughlin from the 70s. Probably the first real fusion band in a way that came together in the early 70s with violin, guitar, Jerry Goodman on the violin, Billy Cobham on the drums, and of course the great John McLaughlin, and they played some pretty loud music. They were famous for breaking all records as far as they were like competing with Jimi Hendrix on the loudness level. But then all of a sudden they would throw in that song that was not in the sort of rock fusion vibe. It was more of a beautiful acoustic song. We'd like to play for you right now. It's called A Lotus on Irish Streams. You know, that one is a little bit less woo, but it's just a beautiful piece. It's very heartfelt. I really recommend you checking out that original recording. It's actually Jan Hammer on keyboard, by the way. Just a very sweet, warm sound, especially after you check out our recording of this piece. So, anyways, good little promotion there. So, a song we also recorded just a few days ago was a song that was in a movie with Bruce Willis. Tell me the name of the movie. Ah, so it was not in a movie. Oh, got it. Yeah, well, I'm glad I got that cleared up. So actually, not a movie, but and from an album with Bruce Willis and Robin Ford. This is 10th Avenue Tango, and today we'll call it 32nd Street Broadway Tango or something. Thanks so much. So I just want to say a couple words about something here. So for me, I grew up in Denmark, as I mentioned earlier. I was a good boy practicing, classical violin, practicing Suzuki method, practicing Mozart, Beethoven, and Haydn. And I was kind of going in the classical direction. And then when I was 14 years old, all of a sudden, my dad handed me a cassette tape of Miles Davis, and he played, it was album, I think it was a compilation album, some of The Birth of the Cool, but what really struck me was Autumn Leaves. When I heard that, his version of that, I was just like, wow, there's so much going on here, and I have no idea what they're doing, but I just know that I really love it, and I really want to figure out how to do it on my violin. And little did I know, listening to that music, the struggles of racial injustice in this country, growing up in Denmark, because honestly, it's a fairly homogenous society over there. We don't have the problems that we are facing in the US. So I had no idea, but if it was not for African American men creating the kind of creating that path of music, I'm not sure I would be, first of all, playing music, and I certainly would not be here, because the reason of me going to the US was actually to figure out how to play jazz and study it in the country where it was born. So that meant so much to me, that music and what happened, especially, going way back, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, really kind of paved the way for what we're doing now. So I'd like to pay a little tribute to that, and I'd just say Black Lives Matter, and also I play a song that was written by a wonderful tenor sax player from the U.S., and that was from back in the 60s. His name was Sam Rivers, and this is called Beatrice. you. And we have matching shirts. Almost. Yours is actually more the color of the piano. Which I'm glad you you knew that was going to be a brown piano? Wow. I'm really glad that you still have this piano. It makes me feel like you're in this new space, but I feel like the piano is like the same. That's kind of cool. And it goes with the brick better than the other location. I think this is perfect. I mean, not to say that I was bad, but I'm just saying it's like perfect. It was meant to be. So I wonder what time do we have now? 3 minutes to 4. Okay. Well, let's play. I think we maybe have time for 2 more. So let's do a piece of mine that I wrote a couple of years back called Satisfied. Don't ask me why, but I just did. Called it that. want to say a couple words?
So I just want to say a big thank you. This is amazing music today. I'm going to let you stay in the video, and I'll stay back here. Thank you very much. I want to give a big shout out to Jackie Ryan. She's online watching you all. Lee Bloom is online. So there's a lot of musicians online, and that's always a big tribute when musicians sign on to watch others. So I just want to let you know. We will be streaming again next weekend. We have a show that will look at some food and beverages. We're going to do kind of a wine pick and some food next week. We also have a surprise video coming up, and I'll just leave it at that next weekend. And then on the following week, we're here with Masha Campagna. So if you like Brazilian music, tune in. And on the 30th, we're here with Eric Jacobson. So, but thank you guys. It's really wonderful.
Thank you, Karen. We're the one thanking, and it's such a pleasure being here. Thanks so much to you and Robert for making this possible, and especially to Carrie for manning the camera and making the feed happen. So really appreciate it. Really, really do. And give a big hand, so to speak, behind your screens to John R. Burr right over there for playing. Say again? I know they do, and it's good. Has a good some good reverb in there too. So yeah, and it's it's strange. I mean, John R. We've actually the person who really connected us, although we probably would eventually have met, I'm guessing, but the person who introduced us was this great guy, Stephen Shore, who is a sort of a music promoter out there. And if you're there, Stephen, just a shout out to you. So I'm glad I got to meet John, and I'm glad we can play music together and record. He's just a gentle soul and a beautiful, beautiful cat and musician. So it's great. Yeah. And speaking of a great musician, he's also a fine arranger, because we're going to end up doing one of his arrangements that he's going to tell you about. So I'm going to hand it over to him and just say thank you so much for your support. Thanks for supporting music. And here is the last piece from us.
Matt's just mocking me. It's going to make me walk over and move the microphone down. There we go. This is just an arrangement of a song, a Beatles song that you'll know. And it's just, the Beatles was the first music that I got really excited about. And then many years later, I got really excited about piano players like Dr. John and Professor Longhair, piano players from New Orleans. So I did a kind of a New Orleans version of a Beatles song, and that's what we're going to do. And one of the things I like about it is I was able to use the title Blackened Bird.
What you saying?
Thank you. So much. I just realized that it's a friend of mine out there who was requesting a certain piece, and I feel like we should like pay tribute, and also because it's written by John Arns. That's a pretty piece. Do we have time? Can we do that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's just do that. So we'll give you a little encore here, unexpectedly. Here is a beautiful piece that when you used to call AT&T, they might play this for you when you're on hold to calm your nerves. This is called For the Asking.
That was just beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, Mads Tolling, John R. Burr. The sound room. That was beautiful. That's beautiful for what I was talking about at the beginning of the show, mental health. It's very important. So thanks, Mads. Thanks, John. Yeah, sorry I didn't get you a mic because I didn't know you were going to be so chatty. But next time I'll remember that. I forgot about that. You're a comedian. No. Yeah. Okay. Stop it. Thank you so much. Don't forget, next week we have a food thing. We'll put it up on the website and let you know what's going on. And a surprise. And Masha Champagne is on the 23rd, and Eric Jacobson is the week after that, the 30th of August. Be safe, stay healthy, peace out.